What's up guys, welcome back to RC4wd. So, testing the new studio again. I haven't made much progress since the last little video. Got the air conditioning stuff set up in here and still haven't got all the power on, but it's getting close. There's a lot of organizing to do and that's a little daunting right now. So figured I'd use the big camera today. Last one we did with the phone, it seemed like it sounded pretty good. So yeah, we're testing out the Nikon, and the C2X was the first truck that I brought out here and I put on the display to measure the shelves when I built it. And yeah, I got to looking. Ever since I did this cab swap, put this flatbed on, I cut the front bumper down because we pinched the nose and it just looks silly with the bars coming out in front of the tires. So I thought, I tried a different bumper, it didn't work. So I got to looking at this. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So sorry if you can hear rain. It's been raining all day. Today's actually Thanksgiving when I'm filming this, so it rained here all day, literally poured down. So the bumper sticks out a little bit, and this is a bumper I made. It's just some tube, the hoop welded to it, and it's welded to a small piece of angle, which bolts to the 3 holes in the C2X front crossmember. And I got to looking at it, like, man, that sure sticks out. And I've got all that room back there to the radiator. So I got to looking, I may be able to flip that around to the other mount. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm going to take it apart and yeah, see what we can do. If I can move that back over here, the only issue I can see is the screws holding the lights won't have a place to go. But we can probably cut our way around that. We'll see. So I'm going to pull this off real quick, get everything out and look at it. Alright, got it off here. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. This angle piece. I'm just trying to flip it to the back side of this where the nuts are. So we'll just flip it around and see if it works. If not, another option may be to actually just flip this entire bracket around and bolt it on the front side, and that'll pull the bumper back some as well, it looks like. It does not appear to interfere with our steering at all, so yeah, looks like a real easy fix. So I'm going to pull these 3 bolts out here and take a look at it. Alright, so putting the bumper behind the front crossmember did not work. It was hitting the actual brackets here. You can see how close it is now. We flipped the bumper around, got the brunt of it on the back side, but our screws are a little too long and they are hitting the front of our reef servo. So rather than walk through the rain and get some shorter screws, I know where my grinder is now, so I'm just going to chop those off. And that'll give us enough space. I only need a few millimeters and we should be good to go. So this ought to be noisy. Alright, so these ain't coming off. I ground them down nice and smooth. So this should just slide back in here. Fits pretty snug. I think probably easier to loosen up some of this frame, but nobody got time for that. Come on. Well, and looks like our wire is keeping us from going all the way in on this side. I'll have to do some fiddling with that. I'm forgetting where all my tools are. Got my little storage box in here. Come on. Don't want to actually smash our wires. Well, come on, Mia. Are you kidding me? You little... There we go. Go when you're home. Alright, so I had this skid plate from RC4wd drive. See, it's actually put in some work. And I'm not in love with it because it sticks down a little bit, but it really does protect the servo horn because it is right in the front of this rig. So I'm going to throw these back in with some scale bolts and we'll see how it looks. Alright, so just a little quick project, very subtle difference, but it really tidies it up a lot. I've been pretty much happy with this truck. I mean, really, every single piece on it has been touched now. I don't think there's anything stock about it when we've changed the body, the bed. The axles haven't changed, but we got the scale V8 with the R4 trans, different transfer case. I mean, it's a single cab instead of a 4-door, pinch nose, everything has been touched. So other than the stock axles, but we've got the aluminum upgrades on the axles just for the mounting brackets and things like that. And King shocks. Probably need to go through the shocks. It's been a while. I need some drive shafts for it. That's one thing. We still have my trail fix from USTE 2 years ago. Not sure if you can see that. There is a body pin in the axle, bent around, kind of acts like a cotter pin and a castle nut. And yeah, it's held and it drives fine. There's just, you know, you get a little more slop, but definitely need to do some drive shafts on it. They're still plastic. That's about the only complaint I have with the truck. So I guess that about wraps it up for this. Hopefully the audio is good still. I won't know until I get to editing how it actually sounds. But yeah, love that truck. That's just another little slight change to it. And though the square body shop truck over there, I have that extra hood scoop that I made before I figured out how I was going to mount this one. And it was in the box of stuff with the scale garage, so I set it up there, and it kind of looks cool, but there's no mounting apparatus for it, so I don't think it'll stay there. But just figured, what the hey, just out here playing around, having a good time. Still got to move a lot of cars out here, but once we get the electrical going, then I can climate control it, because I'm worried about some of the vintage stuff. I've got a lot of Lexan bodies and vintage stickers, sheets, and things like that really just can't be out in the elements. So I think the construction is about done though. I'll give you a little quick walk around. Alright, so again, this room's pretty well done. Just gotta fill the rest of the shelves with cars. Been bringing out one every time I go in the house for something. Got my air conditioner in and vented out through the back wall. Put a vent and a little canopy and stuff to keep that from getting rain in it. Got my toolboxes. I think I've got one more workbench I'm going to build over here, but I have nowhere else to put this metal in the meantime, so I think that's out for right now. Put a little charging station over here by the breaker box. This is going to be my 18 volt Makita stuff. I'm going to have the chargers mounted on the wall, and it'll be the LiPo charging station. Still got to figure out the switches. Got everything ran for them though. I don't know what to do with this giant miter saw. I think it may have to go under the scale garage. But yeah, I've got a lot of stuff to bring out of the house and a lot of stuff to go through, all my RC things. So see, it's raining, but that'll wrap it up for this video, guys. I appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate everybody sticking around. And these last 8 or 9 months, I know the content hasn't really been what it used to be because I haven't been able to fabricate and do all the things that I've got a lot of y'all watching. So we got the big garage back, a big step. I haven't got my welder yet because I just didn't have room on that last trip of getting stuff. So next trip, I'll get the rest of that and my bandsaw and other little things I need for RC making. So until next time, guys, keep it scale. Get out, trip over your extension cords and do something fun with the hobby. See you on the next video.